Hey everybody, it's Emerald Stars. Welcome back to another episode of Vintage Story on the Aura Fury server. Alright, let's have some fun! What a wonderful way to start an episode here. I was digging around trying to make a pit for capturing the sheep that are roaming around here, and I found myself some Terra Preta. So I'm pretty excited about that. It'll help my garden grow so much better. And I already got a harvest of turnips from my garden, and so I'm pretty pleased that I'm going to be able to start having some meat to go with those veggies, because pretty much my crop consisted of a bunch of turnips, and that's okay because turnips are better than nothing, which is what I had before. So I am liking where everything is going, and check that out. 14 Terra Preta. It's going to be a pretty good start to my final garden space once I decide exactly where I want it to go and everything. And now I have this little pit here, and I've got to get a sheep in it somehow. Earlier, this sheep, not that one. That's the he. There's the she. She just like wanders into my camp, and she just falls asleep right on my fireplace over there. It was the weirdest thing. I managed to grab a screenshot. Maybe I'll put that up for you to see. Okay, bunch of sheep and GTFO. Maybe? Oh, she's stuck. Stupid sheep. Come here, sheepy. I'm stuck. She's coming. Ah, run, 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 run. Get in the hole. Get in the hole, freaking sheep. Oh, crap. Now I'm stuck in here with the angry sheep. I'm gonna die. Awesome. I managed to make it back and get my stuff before it despawned and get it out of the pen without Madam Angry Sheep down there killing me. So that is good. And hopefully someday I'll be able to get the ram in there as well. I'm a little concerned about going and punching him because he could do some real damage. I think I'm gonna offload all of my stuff and then try and get him in there just in case I get killed, because that could definitely happen. So, put all my stuff away in random locations. This is awesome. I have to go through and sort it later. Okay. Alright, let's go punch a sheep. Bam! Oh, he's already going for me. He's not even chasing me. Oh, he's chasing me now. Okay. Go in here and get out of there. We got 2 sheep. And now when I can get myself a saw, I can begin making a fence and make a proper pen for them instead of just a hole in the ground. Sorry, sheepies, that you have to live there for now. But so the next step is probably going to be making myself a hammer so that I can process these ore chunks. And thankfully, I did come across enough native copper, enough surface copper to have enough to make a hammer. So I'm going to go chop down some trees to get some charcoal so that I can start making a charcoal pit and getting my ores smelted down. And my flax here is almost to 9, so that's really exciting. And while I was away, Rayla stopped by and gave me these 4 linen sacks. So I have a lot more inventory space now. Yeah, they just barely upgraded their sacks to the leather ones, so they didn't need the linen ones anymore. And I am the very happy and grateful beneficiary of that upgrade of theirs. So, some said that if you punch down the leaves first, I guess it's kind of like in Minecraft, if you punch down the leaves, you're more likely to get saplings instead of just chopping down a tree. then so I am going to punch the leaves to see if I get, hey, look at that, a sapling. So hopefully I get at least a few saplings so that I can replant, kind of get a grove of trees going and get a good decent supply of wood. Hey look, more flax. Cool. And some surface copper. I did not see this before. Nice. So let's go ahead and mark that on here. And usually I didn't usually color code them, but I was watching Nathan's playthrough and he had all of his waypoints color coded, and it's pretty clever because then you don't get confused at what is where, because right now I just have a bunch of these random pickaxes everywhere. Like I have to hover over them to figure out what they are, and so color coding them saves a lot of time. So I will probably be doing that in the future. It'll just save me some time. I'll be able to see at a quick glance what I have available to me, and punching these leaves is ridiculously boring. I'm just gonna chop down the trees. And when I need more saplings, I guess I'll be more finicky about actually punching the leaves and getting the saplings down. But as of right now, where I just need the wood for charcoal, so I am not going to bother with the leaves. And there's one tree, and I'm gonna go on ahead and chop down a bunch more so that I can make a decent sized charcoal pit, and I will see you in a bit. So I've been trying to decide, since being invited to this server, whether or not I wanted to do this as well as my single player world. I did just start it and I only have one episode out for it, and I don't know, it's a lot more fun to play with other people than all by my onesies, and I'm not entirely sure if I will have time to work on 2 worlds at once and put out 2 videos at once. And since currently I have 1 episode of each until, I mean, obviously until this video comes out, but at the time of filming this, I only have 1 episode of each out so far. And so I will be advancing at relatively the same pace. And so I don't know if it would get boring to have 2 video series going simultaneously that are pretty close to the same thing. So I'm thinking that maybe I will just have my Aura Fury videos up and, I don't know, come back to my single player world later or not at all. I haven't quite decided yet what I want to do as far as that, but I think I'm probably going to just stick with this server playthrough and filming it or recording it and posting videos for it, since yeah, I don't really want to do the 2 simultaneously, and it doesn't make a ton of sense for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. One thing I have to get used to with being on a server, because I have to like get off the computer at a moment's notice sometimes, is that, well, and go AFK at a moment's notice, is I have to get to like a safe zone where I'm not gonna get murdered by anything, because it doesn't, like, when I have to get off the computer is not dependent upon whether it's day or night or safe or whatever. So I have to, my spot that I've been going to right now is I'll go and hang out over here in the garden, since it has this ditch around it. I need to create a, I don't know, not panic room really, but like Rayless, they have this pillar in the middle, so it's like a pillar in the middle with a ditch all around it, and I'm pretty sure it's for during storms and capturing a bunch of drifters so that you can farm for temporal gears and flax and stuff. And that is such a great idea. I didn't even know that was a thing. And that's the awesome thing about being on a server and getting to play with other people is you get to see techniques and gaming styles that you wouldn't otherwise have encountered unless you just binge on a bunch of videos of other people. And I definitely do my fair share of watching playthroughs, but I don't know, it's just it's more fun to be with other people. And initially that was my biggest hold up for moving down so far away from spawn is I didn't want to be all alone on a server just all by myself playing, even though there are other people playing around me, because I want to have the opportunity to get together and collaborate with people, and it's just a lot more fun to have neighbors, just not 4 neighbors who have been there for a couple of months. So moving down here was a really good choice for that, and I still have a neighbor, and Ray has been so great and so welcoming, and so I really appreciate them. And I can't wait to meet all the other people on this server and do some collaborations maybe, and just enjoy playing with people, because during this COVID times, and I know that's going to date the video because it's not always going to be COVID times, but with the pandemic going on and not being able to go anywhere and stuff like that, and I am a very social person, and so having to stay at home all the time with nobody to talk to, and well, I mean, I have my kiddos, but you know, it's nice to talk to adults. And hubby, he works though, so you know, getting to talk to people who can get themselves dressed in the morning for kids, you know. So it's nice to get on and play with other people. Actually, I was on a Minecraft server a while back around my birthday time, and it was like right when all of this was just starting out. Everyone was all super panicked and no one was going anywhere, and I was so bummed because it was my birthday and I didn't get to see any of my friends. And so I threw myself a birthday party on my on the Minecraft server that I was playing on, and it was pretty epic. I made a firework machine, and it went on for an embarrassing long amount of time, but it was super fun, and it was just a good sense of community, camaraderie, and all that happy jazz that I wouldn't otherwise have gotten. So I appreciate the world of servers and getting to game with other people. What's this? Oh, nice. Some flax, a ruin here, and do I have inventory space? Of course I have inventory space for this, because I have linen sacks. What was that? Just spelt seeds? I have a ton of spelts. That's one of the seeds that Ray gave me. I think there's another ruin over here. Wow. That's a chunker. That's so cool. I've never seen one that looks like this. Oh, if I'd gone around, I would have come across. And there's stairs leading up to the top of this. This is so cool. I wish it was daytime so I could actually see around me. Is that my base over that direction? Either my base or the caravan that's over there. Well, I don't see any vessels around the outside, so they're probably buried. There's dirt. Yeah, so I'm gonna dig under the bony soil and see if I can find any treasures here. And that was underwhelming. Oh, here's more bony soil. Chalk rock. That's fun to say, chalk rock. I think chalk is good for something. I just haven't gotten to a place where I've used it for anything yet, so I don't know. Do I dig around more? There's some more bony soil. A lot of people died here. It's kind of macabre. So at what point are you done excavating ruins? Like, do you just dig around until all you run into is the native rocks? Or I don't know. I don't have a ton of experience with digging out all the ruins, because I mean there's obviously a little bit of stuff here, but then we're just hitting the chalk here, so maybe not anything. Are there ever ruins without vessels? Because this one's not having one. And does that mean I just haven't excavated enough, or does that mean that there's just not going to be one? I don't know. Well, let me know. And I'm going to chop down some more trees. How am I doing? Maple, birch. Getting a decent supply so I can make up my charcoal pit. What time is it? 4 o'clock. Yeah, in the springtime, it gets light. Like, daytime gets light around like 4. And that's what it is in my single player world. It's still spring because I just started the world, and so I'm not used to this being dark forever world. But I definitely I enjoy being here in the south climates more, because even right now it's -1 degree Celsius. My turnips and my flax and everything and my spelt, they're good till they're good to grow until -5. So they're just chugging away still. And so that's really good that I'll be able to have crops that are still growing. And what is it? It's November. So we still have quite a bit of winter left, and I am not looking forward to the deep, dark cold. But once I get this hammer and the charcoal all made up, I'll be able to start making some tools, and I'll make a scythe and start cutting down some grass and have some grains, and so I can actually start feeding my sheep so that they can breed and I can have more sheepies. I would love to find pigs, because they just breed in astronomical numbers. You just have this pig explosion that happens when they breed, and they have more fat to meat ratio, but there's so many of them that you just have a lot of meat. And so far, the only meat that I've gotten is from the 2 rabbits that were drawn to my garden. And it was enough to make 1 portion of meat soup. So I have got to start working towards getting some more meat. And that's a full axe gone. So I'm going to head back, and well, I'm going to have to create a new axe to chop this into firewood. But I'm going to dig up my 3x3. That's usually what I start with, is a 3x3 pit for my brain just decided to take a vacation. For my charcoal pits, I usually do a 3x3 so that it gives me a decent amount of charcoal starting out. And my shovel broke too. Okay. Oh, goodbye, little torch. You know what? Why am I putting these torches here? I have a lantern. Again, courtesy of Rayless. There. That can hang out there, and it won't get dark, and that's going to be a cellar eventually, so that my food, the precious little food that I do have, doesn't go bad before I get a chance to eat it, because that is so depressing and counterintuitive, and it's just sad. And I think I saw somewhere that the cellars, they have to be either dirt or stone walls, and then they can't be any larger than a 6x6 room. So if that's true, let me know. There's still so much of this game that I'm just learning, and hopefully that doesn't make it awful to watch, because I know I don't I don't really like to go and watch playthroughs of people who are like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know any of it. And so I hope my videos aren't quite that bad. I know there's a certain amount that I don't know, but I am trying to learn. So I hope that despite my new status, it's still entertaining to watch my videos. And still need an axe to chop up the firewood. And hopefully I have enough wood already that I'm not going to have to go out and grab any more. Come on, craft. Let's see, per 16 I get 2 stacks, so 4, 6, 8, and a broken axe. Hey, daytime! And I actually have enough time to sit down and play right now that I might actually see an entire day in this game. That'll be fun. Let's see. Let's do a little shifting around here. And put down some firewood. Okay. 3 more. 2.5 more. Let's make another axe real quick here so that I can chop up the rest of the wood. Once I do get this charcoal pit going, it's going to take its sweet time because it takes like 18 in-game hours, I think, to make charcoal. So it's going to be sitting there smoking for a while. And so I am going to start working on my little house over there, since I haven't spent much time building it up. Right now it's just kind of a basic mock-up of what I want. I will have to try and figure out, 4 together. There we go. I'll have to try and figure out exactly what style I want. I kind of want to do kind of a fantasy type look, but who knows. I'm gonna do some looking around and seeing if I can find a style more closely related to what I want to do for this playthrough. But yeah, I really like fantasy builds. They're super pretty. Oops. No, I didn't want to remove the firewood. Put it back. There. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you. I'm gonna put all of these back in here because I only have 30 seconds from the time that I light it until it is ruined if I don't cap it. So, light my fire here. Yeah, lit? Okay. And then put a cap on it and then let that just do its thing while I get building on this house over here. And oh, I am in desperate need of more chests. Let's see. Because my inventory spaces are just filling up and I am not doing a very good job of keeping everything separated and organized at the moment. Get another crock cooking. Oh, get out of there. And a torch to light this fire. So it doesn't look like a ton of new things are going to happen in this episode, but it's a lot of really good establishing things and just kind of settling in a little bit more here. I think these are almost ready. My spelt's all ready to harvest, except that one. Do you guys harvest all of your crops when they are ready, or do you wait until all of them are ready, or do you just go through and harvest all the ones that are ready? So like would you go through and harvest all of these that are ready and leave these there, or harvest them all? I'm gonna actually just go on ahead and harvest, since I need some grain to feed my sheepies so that they can make baby sheepies. Not that they have much space in their tiny little hole in the ground. Sorry for that, sheep. Well, a good thing to do right now, actually, is get my cellar squared away a little bit more so that I can actually have a place to put all of these wonderful crops that I am growing. How deep down do I want to go? I have to go at least 1 block under that, because otherwise it'll collapse on my head. So I think that's a good height. I want to make it a 3 high, just because nobody likes to crawl around in a 2 high room. Okay, I'm gonna excavate this out and I'll be back. And there's my 6x6 room. There's something very satisfying about having these rooms, just that I've seen on people's videos of having these rooms all filled with food and things lining the shelves, and it's very satisfying to see all the food stuff and know that you're prepared and whatnot. It's very doomsday preparation-y, and that appeals to me, just because, like, I've learned in real life, I've learned how to, like, spin yarn out of wool and stuff like that. It's just something that I think is fun. And so if the end of the world happens, I will be able to make sweaters for everybody. And this over here is just chugging away, smoking along. I'm glad to see that I did manage to get it done correctly. So that will give me charcoal, hopefully sooner than later, so that I can start melting down these ores that I have in here. Nope, not that one. In here. I think while I wait, I might make another storage vessel and kind of try and just fix my whole janky situation going on here. Just get things a little more organized and figured out so that I don't have to open every single container before I find what I'm looking for. That's very frustrating, and I don't see. There we go. I was looking for my clay and I had to open several successive containers until I found it. So I'm gonna go on ahead and get this vessel made up, and I will probably end up running out of clay and having to go get some more. So I will catch you guys in a minute. So I got a little bit of a system going on. Nothing fancy, and it'll be a whole lot nicer when I can get chests and put labels on them and stuff like that. And I have down here, I've got a couple of fired vessels for some food in it, and so these are going to last a little bit longer than they would have otherwise, which is fantastic because I don't want all my food rotting on me. Oh, this flax porridge has already gone a little off. Are there majorly bad side effects if you eat food that's spoiled? Because I'm gonna eat this before it's totally off. I don't know if there's any negative side effects for eating it after it's gone bad, or if it just doesn't give you as much nourishment, or what the deal is. I guess I don't need this block anymore now that it's not blocking the rain from the torch that I had here, now that I have a beautiful lantern. Well, I think the next thing to do is probably to really go in and figure out what exactly I want my base to look like. I thought I had kind of an idea of what I wanted, but I'm not exactly sure where to go from this, so I will spend some time trying to figure that out and spend some time letting this kind of cook up, and I think I already have enough for an episode today. This has been so much more fulfilling. This second episode has. I've been able to get things done, figure out just what direction I wanted to go in, and I have definitely enjoyed this a lot more today than my first couple of days on the server, because they were rough. And check this out. I have a ton of flax now. Well, I mean, relatively speaking, flax you can run through it pretty fast, but it is so nice to have more than the none that I had before. So I'm gonna harvest up the rest of these and say goodbye to y'all. To y'all. Suddenly became southern. Say goodbye to everybody. See you next episode. Bye-bye.